Hi class, Dr. Miller here. We have wrapped up week 1 and we are starting week 2 today. If you are missing any of your work from week 1, it is not too late. Please get it submitted as soon as possible. You've probably received an email saying that you're missing work. And you probably got a notification that your grade has been updated and there's a 0. So those are your nudges. But it is not too late to submit any missing work from week 1. So please get it submitted as soon as possible. I want your grade to be updated so that not only are you starting out strong, but you're feeling encouraged. And I know that every single one of you have the ability to be successful in this course. Okay, so that is week 1. Your grades will be posted no later than Friday morning. Usually I will have your grades posted by Tuesday. Occasionally it slips into Wednesday, very rarely Thursday, but keep an eye out for your grades. If you did work as we go through these next 8.5 weeks and you did the work and you said, it says your grade's been updated, but you have a 0, always check the feedback and see if you have received an email from me. And that usually means that you missed the mark. You didn't, either you submitted the wrong document or you're missing something critical and crucial for completing the assignment. So please be engaged. Keep an eye on your grade book. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me. Now, let's look at week 2 because we are starting that today. Up on the screen, I have the week 2 folder open. So let's go through the list. The first thing that you have to do are your Connect assignments, and there are two Connect assignments to complete this week. You're going to be reading through the health insurance basics. Think of that as your lecture this week. And then you'll be completing the week 2 Connect assignment. Always make sure that you are going through the links in the Connect assignments folder to complete the work. And complete it in its entirety so that your grade will come through. Your grade will not come through into our Blackboard gradebook until you've completed the assignment all the way. There's no partial credit on Connect. All right, so then you have your week 2 discussion. In the lecture that you read through in the Connect, you learned how billing and collecting for services, as well as proper claim preparation and transmission, impact the overall financial health of a medical practice. For this discussion, we want you to address the following 2 bullet points. The first one, describe the various claim transmission methods. And 2, identify the claim transmission method you find to be the most reliable and justify or explain your reasoning. Right? So, make sure that you've got well-developed and thought-up answers, not just like a list, but we want you to be able to say, a manual claim transmission and then describe it. Electronic claims transmission and describe it. All right. And then in order to engage in an active discussion environment, submit your initial post by Wednesday. If you have not submitted your post coming into Wednesday, I'm going to be sending you a reminder. Okay? It's a gentle reminder, a little nudge that says, hey, it's Wednesday. Make sure you're posting. And the reason why I'm doing it on Wednesday, because that gives you Thursday, Friday, Saturday in order to also respond to classmates. Because remember, there's the requirement not only of your initial discussion, but that you are responding to 3 of your classmates and you're participating over 3 different days of the week. So that's why that Wednesday date is so important. All right, next. You have a CMS 1500 claim form assignment. Let's take a look at that. It's right here. Here are the instructions. And this is due by Saturday night. And this assignment is going to help you meet the course outcome of demonstrating accurate completion of claims forms. So, the directions. Use the information below to complete a CMS 1500 claim form for each patient. There are 2 patients, so you're going to be completing 2 claim forms. Be sure to include all necessary patient demographics, so that's what their name is, what's their address, what's their gender or sex, what's their date of birth. All that information is needed in that claim form. You're going to include the patient demographics, their insurance information, and their coding information. And these scenarios are going to give you the codes to put in. So we're not expecting you to be a medical coder, but we do expect you to be able to take the information that the medical coder has given you and put it into a claim form. There is a fillable CMS 1500 form in the week folder for you to complete. And when you're finished with each form, save the document, choose print to PDF, and you're going to upload both forms for grading. So I'm going to be receiving 2 forms from all of you. Here's the example here is the first patient that you are going to be completing a claim form on. So for Marie Roberts, you have all of her demographic information, who she is, where she lives, how old she is. You have her patient information, her type of insurance, her insurance ID, her group number. Then we have the details of her visit, so we know what day she was seen. We know who saw her, who referred her, right? To follow up on her complaints of abdominal pain. She's had pain with no relief since February 20th. The doctor performed an abdominal ultrasound on March 7th. The procedure code was 76705, and there's a charge of $185.67. Her diagnoses include non-infective gastroenteritis and colitis unspecified, and here's the diagnosis code. Type 1 diabetes mellitus without complications. Here is the diagnosis code, and hypertension with the diagnosis code. So you have all of the needed elements to complete the form. And the same with the second patient, which is this patient right here, Earl Jones. It's all kind of written out the same way. So when we go back and we look here in the weeks folder, this first link here, that's your instructions and your grading rubric. Here is the fillable claim form. So when you click on that, it will open up a fillable CMS 1500 form. And I can zoom in and make it a little bit bigger, so you can say, yes, this patient has Medicare. And here is the patient's name. Here's the patient's date of birth. The insured's ID number, a patient relationship to the insured, their address, their phone number. So you've got all the information that you need. The date. We've got some dates. We've got the name of the referring provider. We have the diagnosis codes that we can enter. That's in the scenarios. We have the dates of service. We have the procedure code. We have the charges. So you have all the information that you need to complete the 2 forms and submit them. Okay, so that is your second assignment. Your third assignment, actually said the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th assignment. And if we count the 2 Connect assignments, the last assignment that you have is the first part of your portfolio project. Okay? And in this time, you are going to be completing the key terms in medical insurance billing. Now remember, if we go back to our week 1 folder for the week we just finished, down here at the bottom, we have the portfolio project directions. Here's the directions, and here are 3 additional documents that you'll be using throughout the course to complete it. Okay, we aren't using any of these templates this week, but you will be. So let's take a look at the portfolio project directions. It says 20% of your grade. When you're completing this, you are going to be, let me see if I can scoot this over a little bit. There we go. You're going to be meeting these course, program, and institutional outcomes. Here's the scenario. We talked about it last week, that you're creating a training and reference manual for billing staff for this new practice. Remember your portfolio project. Here's some requirements: Times New Roman or Arial 12-point font, 1-inch margins, a title page, a table of contents, and then the 5 parts and your reference page. Okay. So deliverable items for the portfolio project will be required at different points during the course. So week 2, we have the first one. And you are going to be working on key terms in medical insurance and billing. For this assignment, you will create an alphabetized glossary of common terms used in medical insurance billing, as well as a guide for commonly used abbreviations. Provide definitions for all of the terms listed below under glossary. Provide the full names for acronyms that are listed here under abbreviations. Right? So the first one, AAPC, American Academy of Professional Coders. Then your list will include all the terms and abbreviations listed below, all of them. I'm going to be looking for all of them. Your work will assist the new employee in becoming familiar with key terms they will encounter in their role as billing specialists. You may use the following websites to help you prepare your glossary. Be sure to cite your sources. Okay, so those sources are going to go onto the reference page. Right? So don't forget that you're going to be building this project, and this is the first step. Next week, we'll be working on calculating insurance reimbursement. But this week, let's focus on creating these key terms, this glossary of key terms, and defining these abbreviations for your new staff. All right, so that is your work for week 2. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out, and have a great week.